So, the Vengeance Saga dropped. Tell me why this motherfucker Jorge don't miss.
It is just a song. I'm gonna have a completely normal reaction.
Well, it's a little bit dangerous, my friend.
Yeah, this is the greatest artist of our generation. Give this motherfucker a Grammy for Album of the Year right now!
Anyways, when I was listening along to the Vengeance Saga during the live stream for its release, I was just glued to my screen the entire time. From start to finish, every song just hit different and genuinely had me up in my room dancing, looking goofy as shit, and I didn't care. This saga is just peak. And while I could give everyone a 5-page essay along with a 3-hour documentary on why I love this saga so much, I decided to bless you with a, hopefully, 10-minute-ish video so you can get my thoughts. Now, I'm also going to rank which songs I like the most, but that's after I finish describing the tracks in order, so look forward to that. But anyways, let's start with Now, this track happens right after God Games and shows that Zeus was convinced to let Odysseus leave the island, and Calypso being told this by Hermes. She then goes to Odysseus saying that she'll miss him, and regardless of how he feels about her after being trapped for 7 years, that she's not sorry for loving him. Now, this song is great, don't get me wrong, but also kinda leaves me conflicted. Like, yeah, Calypso is a tragic character in the sense she was trapped for a century with little to no human contact, which probably made her mental state, not great. So in that regard, I feel bad, but I don't know if it's just me, but I didn't really feel bad when she started talking about how she's not sorry for loving him, quote unquote. Cause at least from my perspective, this just looks like reverse Stockholm Syndrome, with Calypso trapping the victim and falling in love with him. Even if I'm being honest, it's probably not even love, maybe just loneliness-ridden obsession. Wait, is Calypso the Greek equivalent of a yandere? Alright, I'm not even gonna get into that conversation. That's an entirely different thing. Anyways, putting away the subtext for a bit, musically speaking, I really do enjoy this song. Really has a slow burn when it comes to the instrumentation of everything, slowly building until Calypso starts breaking down and expressing everything she's been feeling up to this point. It's deceptively peaceful, which I love as well. The steel pans and the lack of choral vocals mixed in with the very light instrumentation makes the entire thing feel like a daydream. But when you hear the lyrics, you obviously see there's something underlying. That being Calypso hoping Odysseus would stay, even when she knows damn well that boy is married, but I digress. Anyway, now that we've boarded our raft and have sent ourselves out to sea, I think it's time things got a bit
dangerous, my friend. You need a mindset change for this. You cannot get away with playing safe for this. You wanna get home, put it all on the line.
Now this is what we like to call peak, cause dangerous! Oh my, just yes. This song is another deceptively happy song, solely because Hermes makes any song he's in something you'd play at drunk karaoke night. But this song is just Hermes giving Odysseus a plan to reach Ithaca and warning him about the dangers that come with it, hence the name. Now, this song musically, once again, as always, slaps so hard. It gives a lot of disco and EDM vibes that honestly work really well together. And of course, it can't be an epic song if we don't get some of the sexiest harmonies known to man. The switch as well from this chipper and fun beat to a fairly somber and gospel-esque sound is also something that is incredibly well executed. When the beat switches, Hermes is giving Odysseus the wind back he got from Aeolus back in the Ocean Saga. And if you know Epic, you know exactly why the switch in tone makes sense. Then we switch back to the original beat with some added guitar, ending with Odysseus thanking Hermes just like he did in the Circe Saga. And then of course, Hermes gotta hit him with a absolutely heartbreaking line. You know, the fact Odysseus doesn't know why the gods let him free hurts me in ways I never thought possible. But of course, Odysseus' life can't be easy, so now we move on to... Now this song is just... mwah, chef's kiss. It's the most RPG sounding track I've heard from this man, I'll be so real. Jorge always talks about how he's inspired by video games and animation when it comes to writing music, but this song is just a love letter to that entire genre of media. It has that mini-boss feel that you get when you're close to the end of the story in a game, so every song is really tense and high tempo, just making you feel really hyped up and ready to finally reach the finish line. The guitar in this track just makes it even better with how distorted and sharp it sounds. And after listening to it a bit more, honestly, I think the guitars and the way they sound may be a representation of Odysseus' determination and resolve to actually get home. With how sharp and aggressive the notes are, you kinda get the sense that he really just wants to get past this thing so he can go home. This entire song is just so hype every time it plays. I always feel like I'm ready to face anything after hearing it. Well, up until the end. See, after waiting out the, I'm not even gonna try to say that name, I'll be so real. He finally sees Ithaca. Now he can finally find his wife, his kid, his kingdom. He can try and put the past behind him. Finally. The music slows down and the classic guitar just plucks in the background. Everything is peaceful, hopeful. Finally. We can go home. We can put it all behind us.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
Now, once again, because Odysseus' life can never be happy, the music becomes eerie and foreboding, and we hear him scream out. No! Now then, I think it's time to...
There you are, coward.
Now, when I tell you this song is so good it makes me want to scream because Jesus Christ, Jorge was just cooking up something devious when he made this song. This is where Poseidon finally decides to show up and fuck with Odysseus one more time, which he literally sings about in the first 2 lines of the song. Man has reached Kendrick levels of hating, bro. The entire song is just Poseidon giving Odysseus an ultimatum. You either get in the water and let me kill you, or your entire kingdom will die. So yeah, you know, a lot of options for Odysseus here. On a serious note, this song has genuinely some of my favorite vocals in the entirety of Epic. Mostly in part to the absolute GOAT, Steven Rodriguez, who voices Poseidon. You know this man is talented when he can make Poseidon a surfer bro and still sound like an absolute menace. Now, this song is Jorge's second love letter to video games because this is the most why do I hear boss music ass track he's ever made. Like, tell me you don't hear the first part and think this is something straight out of Final Fantasy. The sound is so menacing and domineering while also having grandeur. It truly feels like I'm facing a god and not just some random side boss. Steven's voice adds to this even more with how raw his screams can be and how flexible his vocal inflections are. Eventually though, the boss music starts fading when Odysseus tries reasoning with Poseidon, which, like, at this point every time I hear this part of the song in my head, I just see Odysseus not even pleading to not die, but just being so done with this random god who's intent on murking him. Like, listen to the tone of his voice and tell me it doesn't sound like he's just tired and begging this man to leave him alone.
Here's how long will this go? We're both hurting from losses, so why not leave this here and just go home? I can't.
And yet, despite his attempts at reasoning, Poseidon hits him with the truth he's been telling him since the Ocean Saga.
No. Ruthlessness is mercy goodbye.
This part of the song is fantastic. The scream, the reverb, the distortion, the feeling of power emanating from the voices, it's just so perfect. Oh my god, bro. I'm rambling, but this song has a truly epic feeling, no pun intended, with the end of the song having what seems to be Odysseus dying, being pulled to the underworld by all of his fallen comrades and mother. It's calming and tranquil again, just him in the water. The song of the fallen lulling him to eternal rest. But he can't die yet. Every sacrifice would have been for nothing. It's time for him to get his vengeance. For his friends who died, for his family who has suffered for decades, and for himself. For everything he had to endure, it's time for Poseidon to pay. And his punishment? We made it, boys. The get back of the century. Okay, so get this. Odysseus, the absolute mad lad, says,
Job's not finished. Job finished? I don't think so.
takes the wind back, strapping it around himself and turning it into a goddamn jetpack. Jorge, you beautiful genius. Ancient jetpacks aside, this song is the most anime song he's ever made. Just listen to the dialogue and the scream, dude. Like, come on. This must have been so fun for them to record. Seriously though, this song is what you play at the end of a fight when the protag uses the power of friendship and then just like bullshits his way to a win. Which I mean, isn't really wrong because as the song suggests, Odysseus blitzes Poseidon with 600 strikes, which like, how though? There's a theory going around that Ares is helping him out. Speculations aside, this song is another tense and high-tempo masterpiece. Every second feels like a heated clash between the two, a non-stop battle for vengeance. The drums feel so powerful and loud with a guitar that starts faint but gets louder and more prominent, giving that intensity to the track. The trumpets also give that sound of finality. This is Odysseus' last chance to make it home, and he won't die until he reaches it. Now, while also feeling like a true final battle, this song also inducts Odysseus into the hall of coldest motherfuckers in history.
You're going to call off that storm. Or what? You can't kill me. Exactly.
The voice acting in this saga is already top-notch, but this just solidified it. The change from vocal to silent anger and the tone in Jorge's voice, just god, it's so good.
How does it feel to be helpless? How does it feel to know pain? I watch my friends die in horror, crying.
This entire exchange is just, words can't describe how much I love it. Odysseus has finally just snapped. He's the monster he pledged he'd become. He is torturing a god with his own weapon, screaming at him, asking about how it feels to be in his shoes. What makes this better is that Poseidon's screams are harmonizing with Odysseus' voice. And with what could only be described as karmic irony, Odysseus decides to spit Poseidon's logic right back into his face. This feels like justice, honestly, because Poseidon, back in the Ocean Saga, preached about how Odysseus should have become a monster, closed his heart, and embraced ruthlessness. And once he does, bro's like, wait. Like, isn't this what you wanted? Like, he's doing what you asked. Like, really, this is your own fault. But to complete this absolute masterpiece, Odysseus drops the hardest line in the entirety of the story.
At night. Next to my wife.
Need I say more?
Look what you turned me into! Look what we've become! Enough! All of the pain that I've been through! Haven't I suffered enough?
Now, if you can't tell, this is easily my favorite saga. Every song just flows into each other so seamlessly that every time I listen to them, I have to listen to the saga from start to finish, no exceptions. Everything from the references to previous songs, to just the overall feel this saga has, it's just what every cinematic music enjoyer dreams of. While I haven't gone too in-depth with the entire story, or the entire saga for that matter, I do think I covered most of why I think it's so good. So, with that being said, it's time for a tier list. Yeah, I know you thought you saw the end of this back in 2022, huh? Now I'm bringing it back. Now coming to you right now is our top 5 songs in the Vengeance Saga, being literally the only 5 songs in the Vengeance Saga. At number 5 we have I'm Not Sorry for Loving You. Again, great track, fantastic vocals, lovely instrumentation, just I like the other songs better. And also just cause, look, again, Calypso, baby, I don't know what you're trying to accomplish kidnapping a boy and saying that you're not sorry for loving him, okay? Look, this is just a case waiting to happen, but we ain't gonna get into that. At number 4, we have the song that shall not be named.
Charybdis.
Just know, this song is fantastic. I play it anytime I'm playing Warframe and just grinding it out because it feels like I'm fighting a mini-boss even when I'm just eradicating hordes by pressing the number 2. At number 3, you know we gotta add Dangerous to that, which it genuinely pains me to put it at number 3, but the other 2 songs, in my opinion, are just... oh god, they're so good. But Dangerous, absolute fantastic track. You already know that Troy was cooking up something devious every time he gets on Epic to sing another song. Alright, he cooks every time. And number 2 is 600 Strikes, which genuinely pains me because 600 Strikes is such a good song. But number 1, Get in the Water. I'ma be real with you. Get in the Water is my favorite Epic song of all time. Hands down, no exceptions. It's so good. It feels so powerful. Anytime I listen to this song and I just imagine myself in Poseidon's shoes, I just feel like a badass, bro. It's just, yes. So I'm gonna put it at number 1, and that is my quick and easy tier list for my top 5 songs in the Vengeance Saga, aka how I rated all of them because I needed a way to end this video. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. This is gonna probably be the first video I upload to my channel, and if it's not, then well, I don't even know. But if you like, make sure to subscribe, all of that good shit. I don't really need to tell you what to do, but anyways, we'll see y'all later.